Just gotta
You gotta get the
get into
persona
it, you know?
on. The
Yeah.
persona. The fursona.
Gotta put the Riz on real quick. Um. Okay. All right. All right. Hi guys. Welcome to the ninth first episode of the of the By the Way podcast. I'm your host, one of your hosts, Brandon. I'm with my friend Rene. Say hello, Rene.
Hi, Rene. This is me.
Nice. Um, and yeah, this is our podcast. Hopefully, like I said, this is our ninth first try, probably. Hopefully, our last. But yeah, uh, welcome to the podcast. Uh, we're just we're here talk about life, talk about things, talk about you know
No Nut
politics,
January.
social issues. No Nut January, and February and March, maybe even April if we're feeling it. You know what I mean? Um, and yeah, this is just a podcast where we're gonna talk about our lives, things we think are funny, that are interesting. Um, yeah, and shit like that. Gonna have maybe a third host eventually. I don't know. Originally, this show was supposed to be four people.
Yeah.
Um,
They
and
all
we were going
started
with that
dropping
for
off like fucking
yeah.
flies.
No, nobody saw the vision like we did. Um, we knew, me especially knew how famous we could be after like a couple good episodes. Um, they didn't really get it. So pretty quickly it went from four people, and then it was like mainly three people, and then it was sort of kind of three people, and now it's like probably just the two of us.
2.5.
Um, two and a half maybe, sometimes if we're lucky, if he responds. Um, but yeah, um, to go back to the beginning of that, the podcast originally was supposed to be like, what did he want to do? Like some fucking historical like bullshit, like some fucking infomercial type shit, right?
Yeah, you want to do
Something
Ancient
like that.
Aliens, but with four
Yeah,
dudes. Yeah.
yeah, which is cool in theory, but I don't know. I think that quickly gets boring, and there's like a lot of other people that are already doing that shit. I don't listen to them, but I follow like four other podcasts on Spotify that are all about shit like that. Um, so I think between those four, they kind of got the market cornered. So we
Yeah.
thought we're funny. We
Sometimes.
have things to talk about. No, all the time. We gotta sell ourselves, right?
Oh, my fault.
We're
We're
funny.
funny all the time.
Yeah, we've never not been funny. Um,
They should have been
and
here
we
for my
have.
stand-up skits in their first
Oh my
three
god.
episodes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, we're funny. We have things to talk about. Um, we have opinions, good ones, only good opinions. Hot takes, but like the good side of hot takes. No bad hot takes. Um, and yeah, I don't know, we're gonna talk about them.
Just a couple of
Uh,
dudes, man. Just a
yeah,
couple of dudes
just a
kicking the shit.
couple.
Just kicking shit and drinking beer.
Yeah, I can't do that on a university campus, but I welcome you. Go,
Kicking shit and eating Doritos.
you see my
Yeah, yeah.
phone?
I
See my
see
phone? Yeah,
your snack stash over there. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I see it.
Throughout the next few weeks, you guys will see me that'll slowly go down, and you'll see me eat them on camera, I'm sure, because I'm gonna get fucking bored eventually. Um, but yeah. So what did you do this week, Renee? Anything cool?
I don't know how to make my job sound cool. I just go to work, work
Why?
full, work full time.
Yeah.
Do the hacker shit all day. Gotta defend the country from Russians all day, and I can't say that, and other people, and
Okay.
and yeah, I work in IT, so it's a lot of hands on, a lot of thinking, a lot of problem solving. Something I'm not very good at, but I'm pretty good at the same time. It's a weird thing. I'm bad at it, but I'm good at it at the same time. But yeah, slowly learning my new position and shit. But it's a lot of work, and we just gotta power through it. Just gotta Gotta pay the bill somehow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The OnlyFans isn't really. It's not hitting
Nah,
like
the
we
art
thought it
page,
would.
the art page not hitting like we thought it would.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had to
Record
pivot
deal
to
didn't come
IT.
in. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We're not famous off of this yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys should share this, follow it, all that. We're trying to not have real jobs. We're trying to do this full time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the dream. That's the dream, is to not actually work.
We want to do the next Team 10 house. That's the dream.
Yeah. That didn't end too well for them,
Well,
I
it's
think.
gonna end well for us. Happy
Okay.
endings for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. Wait, what?
What? What?
Okay. For sure. For sure. For sure. Um, yeah. IT. That sounds like fun. I never
Yeah.
really, when we first met, I never pegged you as like a computer dude, Like you never gave me like
Cause I'm loud.
the computer vibe.
I don't give my personal information out like that. No one knew it. No one knew I had sisters for like 4 years. And like, what was it like? A lot of people. I don't tell people my story. I don't tell people my Slumdog Millionaire story, dog.
Right.
All right, I keep that shit right here.
You just like gave out those two pieces of information on a podcast for
That's
like
fine.
for free.
Yeah,
Okay. New
my
year,
new friend. This is my new friends. These guys right here.
For sure. Yeah, that'd be really awkward if like all my friends start watching and they're like, "Wow, this like Rene guy is so much better than you." Like
brown guy's wild.
He's charismatic. He's
This,
brown.
this ethnic dude's
Yeah.
wildin'. He
He's
crazy
got
on
it
the
all.
mic.
But yeah, no, I never took you for a computer guy. So
I'm a-
it's funny that now you're like, it's your whole career.
It's my career, and I'm like, I would say I make, not to brag, but the most money out of everyone. That's just wild to me.
Yeah,
I hate that shit.
that you make money, that you make a lot of money. You hate it.
Yeah.
Well, we could switch. Do you want to go to school? You could go
Nah.
to school. You could sleep right here if you want.
If I get the Doritos for show, for show.
Nah, I'm keeping those. Straight up.
Because I am.
A revolutionary.
Let's go.
But yeah, so you do IT.
I do IT
I'm going to school.
here in school.
Yeah, it's very fun. I just got back to school. Just started going again. I was on break, winter break. You know how it is. School's not in session, but I just got back this week. Already had a couple of my classes. I had 2 of the 3 today, and I'm supposed to have another one tomorrow. But yeah, I met all my new teachers. Met one of my new TAs. They're all pretty cool. They're all really chill. See, the thing about getting a major in sociology is that it's not real. Like, it's not a real like discipline. Like, nobody really cares
Yeah.
about sociology. So like all the people that are teaching it are like super cool and laid back. They're
Bunch
all
of
like
dread walking dudes are everywhere, and like, are they like hippies? Like those kind of people? Or just like,
no, it's just like chill vibes.
or like the dudes that like are the people that make like fit videos on TikTok, like those kind of people.
There was one guy in my politics class that he kind of gave off that vibe.
Yeah, like
He's very
Does he have a tote bag?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
TikTok and tote bags.
Yeah, all my shit was through Zoom because we're having
yeah,
some
yeah.
like awful storms right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, like major roadways are fucking destroyed.
Oh my god.
But like from how well he was dressed for a Zoom, I was like, damn,
Damn.
I could learn a thing or two from this man.
That guy goes thrifting.
Yeah, he's got some drip for sure.
Be hitting the Goodwill bins like nonstop.
To an insane amount. Like,
Insane.
yeah, he's different. But yeah, and then I have another class tomorrow that is also gonna probably be through Zoom. That one's the Black Panther class that I was telling you about.
Oh yeah. The one you had to apply for. That one?
Yeah, the one that I had to audition for. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very long process. They asked me like 2 questions, and then like a day later, they're like, "Good job, you did it." And I was
They're
like,
just
"Sick."
like I am, and you're like they went like that. in a crowd of people, and whoever answered, there was
Yeah,
like, that guy. That's the one.
yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of all I've done this week is just go back to school, set up my room, buy some food. Um,
Brought you brought your PC, your fucking PlayStation, your fucking 15 monitors.
my 15 monitors, my fucking 800 iPads, my
Oh my
laptops,
laptop that can't
everything.
handle shit.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that dog to be honest with you. That shit was awful. Um but yeah, some of the first episodes we tried recording for this, I tried doing on a fucking Chromebook and like if
Shit.
you're thinking about starting a podcast that
Don't
has a
use a
video
Chromebook.
component to it, don't use a Chromebook. Buy a real computer
Be
like an
cool.
adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a monitor that's far too expensive that you're not going to use. And yeah, go from there. But actually don't do any of that cuz like this is our thing
Yeah. Don't
and
steal from us.
we're getting
Get your own
famous off
shit.
of it. This is our shtick, so like yeah.
Hop off. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
Um so I got to be honest, I don't really plan anything to talk about
Shit, me
for
neither.
today. I kind of just like I thought like me saying that I'm going back to school is going to carry us through the whole episode. And granted, it probably did like 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. I didn't even start timing this shit.
Oh, nice.
I
Love
think
that.
I think we started like at 8:30. That or fucking know.
At 8:30? That
Yeah.
was 3 minutes ago.
Yeah. We're good.
Okay.
Um.
Um.
Fuck.
Okay. So I've been hyping this shit up for a while now, right? I've been talking about it with some friends, not with my
Oh
family.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have a really funny story. So I had right when I got in this last weekend, I set everything up. So my parents dropped me off. They were like, we're gonna drop you off. We're gonna go unpack at the hotel, and then in a few hours we'll pick you up and we'll get dinner. I was like, okay. So I get here, I unpack everything. I do it immediately. It was like the most productive I've been in months, years maybe. Was unpacking all this shit at one time. And then the next day, uh, my parents and my grandmother come up to my room because they wanted to see it,
Yeah.
and they were saying bye. And I had this mic like completely set up and everything, and my mom looks at it and she was like, What is that for?" And I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to like out myself as a podcaster because
Yeah.
like I don't know how are you gonna explain that to your mom? You know, it's like yeah, I talk on the internet
I
and
explained
people
it to my
like
mom. It's like, hey mom, your boy's gonna be famous. Be ready.
is that actually what you said?
Get you. I'm gonna buy you a house real soon. Just hold fast. Now, but
Damn,
I told my mom everything. Like everything.
really?
Yeah, I told
That
my mom
that's
everything.
that's that's kind of insane. I do the exact opposite. My parents know next to nothing about me.
Really? Nah, I
They
tell my
just
parents
yeah
everything.
they know that I'm their son, and even
Barely.
sometimes I have doubts about that. Yeah, like I'm not even 100% sure. Like sometimes I'm like I don't know. It doesn't things aren't lining up. Your interests, my interests. Like it's
Yeah.
not like two worlds apart. You know.
Nah, I was straight
Um.
up. I was like, I'm doing a podcast. This is who's all in it. This is what we're
Mhm.
doing. I was like, I showed them the logos I did. I did all this. I did like, I was
Nice.
like, yeah, I
Okay.
was like, Bentley next month, next paycheck, we're popping. We're on the rise.
Well, see, I think that's a little easier for you too, because like you've done a lot of the creative
Oh, yeah.
process of this, like with the logo and stuff. So you could say, "Hey, mom, family, whoever, like I made this, and like
Like
we're
a,
gonna use this for a podcast."
like a kid
All
on
I
the
have to show
macaroni
is
art.
like, yeah. All I have to show is like, "Hey, I'm gonna like talk and run a social media account, maybe." And I was like, I don't know, it didn't
Like,
really.
like our last unofficial fucking episode when your mom came in, or who was someone
Oh
came
yeah,
in, and you're all like, you didn't know what to do.
yeah. Um, yeah. So in our most recent unofficial episode that you guys will probably never hear, um,
Nah, I'll cut it up for them. I
Oh,
got
you
you. Yeah, okay.
okay? Never mind. Maybe you'll hear some bits and pieces.
I'll put that part in
Um,
it specifically. Just freeze like a deer in headlights. Didn't know what to do.
yeah. My mom came into my room, and we were recording the episode, and yeah, like Rene said, she came in and like I didn't. What? Oh, fuck. What was she talking about? I think she was like, "Hey, dinner's ready," and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then she just stared at me for like 10 seconds, and the whole time I was like, "What? What do you want?" I didn't say that, but in my head I was like, "What do you want? Why are you staring at me? This is kind of weird." And then she smiled, and then she just like left my room and never asked anything after that. So I don't know if she like she obviously did not get the vibe.
She did not.
But yeah, so all that to say, my relationship with my parents is quite different from like most people's. I don't even know if it's that I'm secretive. It's just like I don't know how to like talk about things.
Uh,
You know,
yeah.
like I'm willing to talk. Like I'm not embarrassed about this or like anything else that I do, but it's like
Bro, I'll be telling
I don't.
everyone. Coworkers,
Yeah,
they'd be like, "Really?" I'd be like, "Yes, sir. You want to hear that shit?" And I'd be like, "This." Every week, I'm like, "This week's an episode dropping." It doesn't happen.
this week's the week. Stay
It's the
tuned.
one.
Check the Insta. It's just gonna be
Everybody
wild.
eating. Everybody
Yeah.
eating.
I've been doing that too. My fucking friends, they keep asking me, they keep bothering me. Honestly, they're like, "When? So like, where's it at?" And I'm like,
It's not
keep
on me,
telling them
dog.
like, I keep telling them like, it'll be soon. I promise. Like it's on the way. But hopefully this time it's gonna be really awkward if we record all this and then it's like
Doesn't work again.
I gotta be honest. I'm moments away from just ending it all. Like I'm gonna.
No, this is it. This is the one. I don't care if you blow my back out in audio or whatever, or I do vice versa. This shit, this one's going
Yeah,
out. This one's
this
getting
is the one.
published. This is the one.
Okay. I like that mentality. I think we needed that from the very start.
Yeah.
7 months ago when we were talking about this.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so all in all, I don't know how to talk to people, and when I do talk to people, I kind of like throw it all at them, and then I don't
Yeah.
answer questions. And I think low key is kind of a vibe. Like it's go. What were you gonna say?
No, no, go on, go on. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay. Okay. So I have a story. So it's a very similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the person that's involved is going to be watching this. And it's going to be a little
Oh,
awkward.
wow.
But so I had a friend over. Before I left. We were just gonna watch TV.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really have any better ideas, and I did not want to go get food for the 5,000th time. One, because I don't want sushi again, and the other reason is because like I'm poor. I'm heavily poor. I've spent a lot of money since
Went back
since I
home.
went back home. Yeah, you don't understand. Like being here, like obviously I'm thousands of dollars in debt,
Yeah.
but that makes it so easy to not spend money because I'm just
Right?
like
You're
the whole
just
time.
isolated. You're just.
Yeah,
We're gonna do
fucking
ball out the fucking convenience store.
yeah, that's kind of like yeah. Am I gonna go to the fucking local market and buy out all their bread or something?
Yeah.
All their fucking Doritos, like
The Cool
you know,
Ranch off the shelves.
yeah. Uh, um. Anyway, so we decided on that. We're gonna watch a show. It was that vampire show that I told you about like a long ass time ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um. So, yeah, we decided on that, and then, um, I like half tell my parents. I'm like, hey, a friend's gonna come over, and they were like, oh, okay. And surprisingly, they didn't ask any questions. Usually, like whenever I talk about any of my friends, because like I said, I don't really like divulge information if I don't need to.
Yeah.
But whenever I say like, oh yeah, a friend, my friend, a couple friends, like whatever, they're like, oh, so like who? And I'm like, I'll tell them who, but like I don't know, I'm a little abrasive about it. I don't know why. But yeah, so then I go and pick her up, and we go back to my place, and like I introduce her, and like it all goes well, and like I don't know, it's not weird or anything. It's a little awkward.
Is this what your
Okay.
tweet was about? Your The
Oh,
that
that
tweet?
one.
Is this the story leading up to that
Yeah,
tweet? Okay.
kinda not. I'm not gonna get into the tweet.
Oh, okay.
We could talk about the tweet after the podcast, but yeah, the
After
tweet,
hours.
yeah, but the tweet is related.
The
Yes.
Patreon tier. Yeah. Understood.
Yeah. In the bonus episode, you guys can figure out what that's all about. Um, but yeah, so whatever it happens, it's cool. We watch a show. We didn't finish it, unfortunately. We only got to like the sixth episode, and like it was starting to get good. And she told me not to finish it, but like I might just like watch the rest of it without her. Like it's my account. I'm spending fucking $8.99 on AMC every month. Like it's getting out of control.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how much they fucking charged me so far? And I haven't even like watched the show. Like it's crazy. I need to get that off the books. But yeah. So then the next day, the whole vibe with my mom is like super weird. Cause I know she wanted to ask.
Yeah.
She obviously had questions and she wanted answers. And I should have in the beginning just been like, it's not what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Like we were just hanging out. Like it was all cool.
So you're just like, you got up, you just sat at the fucking the table doing regular things, and you're just like, Mom, the vibes are off right now.
No, what I did was way worse. She would just like stare at me for like a few seconds, and I'd be like, okay, cool, and then I'd go back. And then like that happened maybe 3 or 4 times throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, she fucking was like, so like, who's your friend? And I was like, my friend. Like, what do you mean? And then she was like, oh well, I thought you guys were like dating or something. And I was like, no, no. We're just watching a show. But I think that's been the dilemma I've been thinking about for the past week, is like my parents wonder why, or mainly my mom. Like my dad he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom is like, she wonders why I don't tell her like all these things all the time. And it's because like I don't know. I don't want to invite somebody over regardless of like who it is.
Yeah.
And have there be like questions about like, oh, are you like interested in her? Because like 90% of the time it's like no. Honestly, like 95% of the time it's like it's a hard no. But yeah, so and then I had a tweet, and in the tweet
you just night ended, and you're just like,
yeah,
fuck.
night ended, just fuck. It's over.
The click of the iPhone fucking keyboards.
Yeah. I had a long inner monologue about what's going on.
Just sat at the edge of the bed in the dark. Only light, the only light in your screen,
yeah.
Only light in your rooms off your TV, just shining off your face.
Yeah. It was a long night. But yeah, that was honestly, that kind of encapsulated the whole vibe of me being home. It was like, oh, this is cool. Like I'm talking to people that I haven't talked to in a bit. But towards the end, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back to my beautiful dorm room with my twin XL bed and all of my food in the corner and other shit that you can't see.
The good stuff.
The good stuff, yeah.
The 35 hoodies and
oh my god, I brought even more.
Oh
like my closet's now full. I see. When I started in the fall quarter, I was like, I didn't want to bring that many clothes because I have another friend that's going to another college up north, and she was like, yeah, I brought like my entire wardrobe. Such a stupid idea. Like why I can't do that.
Yeah.
Your whole wardrobe, like, what do you really need? So I brought the essentials and like a couple eccentric pieces just because I was like, maybe I'll wear them out. Maybe I'll feel
a little goofy sometimes, a little silly. Like I'm gonna step out. Yeah.
Yeah. But this time, I brought everything. I did what she did, and I brought like 90% of my wardrobe. The only thing I didn't bring more of, and I actually brought less of, was shoes. because I haven't really, I don't know, I haven't been switching the game up with
Yeah.
shoes. It's all kind of been the same thing, just like an off-white or a white shoe,
Ah.
which is really not great because like there's mud everywhere because it's been raining and it will continue to rain for the next 3 months. But you can't win them all.
Nope.
But yeah, so I'm glad to be back here. It's super exciting. I can now podcast in peace.
Yeah.
I could talk to women and not be asked questions about it. I'm super excited.
Oh yeah, dude. I tell my parents not everything, but I tell my parents like a majority of stuff. Like they're in the know. Like as soon as we started talking about podcasts, it's like I'm starting a podcast with my friends. My mom was like, "Sit." My dad was like, "Sick," and I was like,
Right.
"Yeah." And so like that, I started going through everything we're planning. I was venting to them about everything we are going through previously with different things, and they're like, "Well, yeah, giving me that, that insight, stuff like that, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool." And then, um, yeah, no, I should say I don't. I tell them everything to an extent, and
Mm.
then I'll slowly work everything else I don't want to tell them in, like randomly throughout like the year or something. Like they didn't
Yeah.
know about the time I smoked. I smoked when me and our two other friends, Isaac and Samano, went to California, and I got really high,
Yeah.
thinking I died in the fucking hotel room. They didn't know about
Right.
that until like one day I was like, yeah, I think I'm still in the hotel room. I just don't know. I wouldn't know until I come out or stop being high. And
That's
they just laughed at me.
insane.
Like they don't really get mad at me and shit. It's pretty cool.
That's
But
nice.
since we're telling stories, so
Yeah.
me and Erica, for those that don't know, that's my girlfriend. We were at Walmart. We were just doing some shopping, quick shopping, picking things up. And I don't know how we got on the topic of Twitter, Twitter and Twitter likes. And I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to bring out this one just yet, but it's shit's funny. So remember how we had our other friend talk about, oh, we should add each other on Twitter, send some memes back and forth. But he was hesitant. He was real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get my shit out like that. And we were like, we convinced him.
Yeah.
Finally got that through that gate. What was it, like the private follow gate.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
first thing
Yeah.
he asked us was, "Can you guys see my likes?" And we told him, "Nah, dude, nah, we can't
Yeah.
see
No,
your likes.
you can't see like
That's
it's not
that's
on Twitter.
yeah, that's weird. Why would we want to look at your likes? You know?"
Yeah.
So I was the first one that went to his page. Bare, no page, just following like 12 people and like 8 other people like following him back.
Yeah.
Moment I clicked on his likes, the most devious debauchery, fucking
Yeah.
just
Just the worst things.
it's the worst
The
things
worst things you can put on the
imaginable.
internet.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
strewn about his public page. Well, not public, it's private.
Yeah. But his personal page.
But his personal
is-
page, yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
what
like
he uses.
nasty shit. And she didn't believe me, so I was telling her, so I was like, yeah, no, like we convinced him that we can't see his likes, like, but the whole time me and Brandon were just fucking dying because it's just horrible. Like it's just
Yeah.
like,
Just
why would
the-
you be horny on main? Why be horny on main when you can make like 15 different
Yeah.
accounts, you know? But
Yeah.
and she's like, really? Like I can't see him doing that. I'm like, oh, you don't know him like we do. This man is
Yeah.
depraved. He hasn't touched a woman in years, and he needs to. So like,
Yeah.
what's your take on the fucking the horny on main?
Horny on main. Honestly, with him,
Yeah.
all like all of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's kind of crazy. Like I get if you follow like 2 or 3 horny accounts, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
You know, like sure, but like if that's like 90% of what you're following on your personal account,
Yeah.
like that's kind of like an intervention needs to happen. You know, like somebody needs to step in. Somebody needs to take your phone away.
Restrict
and-
internet.
Yeah, and you need to participate in like No Nut January. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and
The
February,
cleanse.
and maybe for like a couple years past that.
And like, what was the other one? I was telling her too. I was like, well, if you go through like our friends follows list, there's some crazy shit in there.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing about Twitter is it outs you. And I've
Yeah,
I've tweeted about this before. Like if you like shit on Twitter, people are gonna fucking find out.
yeah.
Or if you follow some accounts on Twitter, people are gonna find
Find out.
out.
Yeah,
So there are some other mutuals that we have um in our little online gaming group,
a
and
collective.
they follow some just not insane accounts.
Yeah, but they're still
Um,
out there.
but yeah, they are out there. Um, no regard for like the people that are gonna see it, like me. Like I don't really want to see it. You know, like there's a time and a place, and the time and place is not on Twitter at like 9 in the morning, on my way to like my fucking sociology class. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like I'm trying to get the politics in my head. I'm trying to get like these world events. You know, I'm
yeah.
trying to get the gears turning, and all I see is like this half
Titties.
naked chick. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I mean it was cool, but like not this early, bro. Not this early. You know,
Oh man.
I'm trying to be the next generation. You know what I mean? And I can't get bogged down
Yeah. I can't. No
by pretty
distractions.
women.
Keep your head up, King.
Yeah,
No distractions.
exactly,
And like
exactly.
when you were talking about when we were talking about your mom walking in on you while you're
Yeah.
podcasting, reminds me of that time when our friend Dylan, when we were really into Siege. Remember when his mom walked in and he just yelled at her, "I'm trying to win a game, mom." That shit was like meme of the year.
For
That
sure.
shit was awesome.
Yeah, it was one of our highlights as like a
Yeah,
group of friends.
our Brock Captain collective.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, we'll have to see if we can find that clip.
I'm
Gotta.
pretty yeah. Someone has to have it.
Yeah.
I don't have any of my Siege clips anymore and don't have my most feared name on Rainbow Six Siege PS4
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah. Maybe I feel like Frank might have it.
Frank
We'll
has
have to.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get him to check that out. Um. But yeah. Anything else? I feel like I have things like turning in my head somewhere,
Yeah.
but it's nothing.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it's been a slow week.
There's always a slow week. Nothing interesting happens for me.
Well, yeah, that's because you work in IT. Nothing
Like
interesting.
I like wake up.
You turn on a computer for like a living.
Yeah. Remember when? Okay, so like when we first started this,
Yeah.
one of the things that people want, or our other partners in this business venture wanted to talk about was focusing our content into one thing. And you and me not refused, but we didn't want to go down the venture of video games.
Yeah, I said that was a shit idea.
Why is that?
You,
Why is that?
okay. So the reason, okay, let's see if we could dig that out a bit more. So yeah, so there was four of us originally. It was gonna be a very diverse podcast. There's gonna be two white guys and two brown guys. It was honestly like we were hitting the quotas,
Yeah.
the diversity quotas, and one person in particular that we're not gonna name, out of respect for now. His name will come out eventually, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But he was very enthralled by the idea of like he wanted to make our podcast a business. And believe me, there's nobody that wants this to be more successful than me. You know, I want this to be a business. I want this to be an enterprise. I want our names on every street corner. You know, I want this shit to blow up. Okay.
I want to make
To
TikTok videos of Charlie
proportions.
D'Amelio. You know, we want to be
Yeah.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah. I this needs to succeed for my mental health. There's no way around it. This cannot fail. But he really like I don't know. He I can't even say that he works in the business sector because he really doesn't. He more works in like 3D animation, which is cool.
Yeah.
But he works for this like super huge company. That specializes in that. So a lot of his like ideas when it came to podcasting or like social media management and shit like that was like was business related. You know,
Just
it had a
generic.
business
Yeah.
side to it. Very very clean, very I guess I'd say like minimalistic, very focused
Yeah.
too. And like when I think podcast, that's not what I think.
No.
Because I think those podcasts are pretty fucking boring.
Those are the industry plans.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah. I mean, in a way, yeah. There's just like there's not a lot of character. You don't really get to know the people behind it. Um, and like I don't really find that like entertaining.
yeah.
Like I follow a ton of them, but that's just because like I want to see the little bell on my Spotify like light up every day. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I want to get that little dopamine, the little notification
Yeah, because
dopamine.
we
Not because
had
like
we had that idea, well, coming out the gate with our social media. So it's like we wanted to do a bio, right? We wanted to do a bio, and a couple of pictures. Now that
yeah.
caused problems, but it's something that we thought would be really cool. We haven't really seen it anywhere else, and I feel like we feel like most of the podcasts and to be based around our personalities anyway, and like our interests and stuff like that, right? And so that was
Yeah.
the main premise around it, but some people didn't see it that way, and things got heated, words were flung, guns were drawn, tweets were made, but we made it through.
Oh God, were tweets made? Were tweets made for sure? Um, yeah, and then like with the whole gaming thing, like
Yeah,
that was the main thing he wanted to focus on, and I get it, like that's his like whole career and it's
yeah,
his whole thing.
and
But like,
that's how we all met too. So I guess, and
yeah,
that's like what they were basing it off of too. Is like we all met while gaming. We spent most of our time gaming, but like
hmm
when we're gaming, we don't talk about gaming.
right.
Yeah,
We just
so
like do it,
yeah,
and obviously we're not gonna do that like on a podcast. That would be
yeah.
fucking weird. Like that's just
I'm still behind the fucking either the Minecraft podcast or the Chat VR podcast. I'm still behind that, but we'll see.
I think the Minecraft thing could be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to do VR.
No.
I'm not that much of
I
a
want to
loser.
be
Let's be real.
want to be a cat girl. Just talk about politics.
You know what? Yeah, maybe if we ever have like a super serious episode,
Yeah.
you know, like, like fundamental women's rights get fucking shot down in the Supreme Court, or
Again. Yeah.
yeah, or like another January 6th,
Yeah.
another January 6th, then like yeah, maybe. Um, but yeah, so he wanted to do gaming, and I was like, that's not like it's cool to talk about sometimes when there's like interesting stuff happening, but most of the time it's just like, oh well, this game came out, or like, oh,
Yeah.
this game's supposed to come out.
But even then, it takes a
And
while for us to get new games. Like
yeah,
personally, yeah. So we can't talk about
and
it like constantly.
yeah, and then we gotta play it, and then we gotta be like, oh yeah, I like this, and oh yeah, I like that. But with politics, you could just like
You'd be like,
you could be a
no.
reactionary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just have an opinion immediately
Yeah.
and not read about it. So I think that's mainly what we're gonna do, is just read things and lie about them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yell at the
come up with
camera.
yeah, come up with we're gonna kind of be. I'm gonna be the Alex Jones. Rene is gonna be the. He's gonna be the Kanye West.
Hell no. The
And
ethnic guy. Oh man.
yeah, and I think that's kind of that's where we're going.
Yeah.
And that's how we're that's how we're gonna be famous. But yeah, so now our vision for the podcast is
Now you
now that
got-
there's two of us.
Yeah. Now you got us.
Yeah.
You got the personalities. You got the
Yeah.
cool ones. The good ones.
Right.
I don't know. Some of us anyway. Some of us are the cool
Yeah.
ones. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll throw in a fit check randomly somewhere in the video. I don't know.
I think that's more of a you thing, to be honest with you. But yeah, so that's our vision. Our vision is just to be and talk about important things, or shit that we find important anyways. I don't know. Most
Yeah.
people probably like won't care that much. But some of you will. Some of you will care a lot, and
We know.
we're gonna yeah, we know. We know that you care about us and that you're gonna keep coming back.
Remember, we got these hands too, so I got these hands. He got the Twitter fingers on deck.
That's yeah. That's true. Rene will fight you. I'll talk shit about you.
Be like, what? What? And we haven't really talked about our idea for having guests.
Uh,
Did you have like
yeah. Let's develop that idea right
right
now on
now?
the podcast.
All
Yeah.
right.
We'll. Okay. So.
Ethnic, cool,
Uh.
fit
uh
checks.
okay. That's.
You gotta you gotta do a fucking make a gaming compilation for me of my best shots on Warzone. You gotta this is whole job application.
Yeah.
That's
Ethnic is a really good way to start that off. I'm glad that you
sorry.
started the list with
It's too
ethnic.
too much white over here. Sorry. gotta get gotta get my homies out there.
Sure. For sure. But yeah. So we want to have guests on. We want to talk to you guys. I'm sure you guys really want to talk to us. Um. But we haven't really talked about what that's gonna kind of look like.
Yeah.
So when we did talk about it, I think the core concept was we kind of wanted to do like not really an interview, but more like a, what would you call it? Like
A
a,
roasting.
yeah, we just want some like basic information. So we
Yeah.
might do like a Google Doc sort of thing and just be like, hey, fill this out super quick. Once you guys fill it out, we'll have you all on a queue. If you want to be on the show,
Call
we'll do it
in.
through, yeah, we'll do it through Discord or something. Probably Discord. I don't think
Yeah.
we don't want to fuck with Zoom.
Nah.
Um,
I'm not 40.
but well, I'm not either, but I've been using that all day, so I'm not gonna.
Well, you're a college kid.
That's true. So
Oh,
I'm not gonna
cool.
take that to heart. Um, but yeah, so we'll do it through Discord. It could go for as long or as short as you guys would like. We'll probably have a question
Yeah.
about that.
Gotta think of steaming questions like I'm thinking. But
Yeah, if we know you, well, obviously we're gonna know you more often than not. Um, just be prepared to answer some like not personal questions, but if you know who you are, I might be like, so what's going on with you and this person, or maybe
oh,
Rene will be like, I don't know, what kind of questions are you gonna ask?
um, what's your favorite Legionnaire in the 40K universe? That's my question.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I don't fucking
So just
know. I
questions
don't know
like
these
that.
people. I don't know half
Just
these
question.
people.
You have friends that are gonna
I
watch
do.
this.
I don't think so.
I hope so. There's
Uh,
random ass people following the Instagram account, and
really?
yeah, I was kind of hoping
What?
they were your friends
I
because
gotta
I
look
don't know them.
now.
I know most of them, but I don't know all. Like the last three or four. But anyways, yeah,
Keep a
that's kind of
lookout.
vibing.
Yeah, should be fun.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Super excited. I think that's gonna like really bring out the personality of the podcast. Um, just crack jokes, have a good time. Maybe not have a good time depending on who you are.
Cry.
Um,
We'll cry together.
cry.
Midsummer cry
Yeah.
session. Just just in the podcast. Just
Yeah.
screaming into the mic. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down.
There's a lot of content in that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's the idea for that. Other social medias, or well,
It's just
throw out the socials. What are the socials? Give them the handles and shit. I know they're probably somewhere on the screen,
yeah, they're on the screen.
but say it out loud because this is a podcast and we need to say
Yeah.
everything out loud.
All right. So the Twitter,
But
excuse me again,
wow,
is by the way underscore pod all caps. By the way podcast. Follow that shit. We will
follow it
we'll
now.
maybe we'll pay for the blue check mark. He will. He will.
We?
He will. Not me.
No, no, I won't.
And the Instagram will be by the way underscore pod. I don't think there's case sensitive on that one. Follow it.
Yeah.
Like it. Share it.
there should already be at least
A
one reel on there.
5 minute reel.
5 minutes, because we didn't talk about how it should be edited
We
and
did
that it shouldn't be
not.
5 minutes.
We just went
It's
straight
kind
in
of
it.
wild.
It's a little
The whole
silly,
thing.
little silly with it.
Yeah.
But
The rest of
that
them will
trial and
not be
error,
5 minutes.
trial and
Yeah.
error, trial and error.
Yeah. It was an error.
It
for
was
sure
it was a
an
big
error.
error, but trial and error.
Yeah. But yeah, go follow both of those. On the I mean, we could probably do it with both of them, but on the Twitter, I'd like to do polls and stuff. Because Renee and I, we're similar people, but the people that we have on the podcast might be very different. They might have some
Yeah.
differing opinions on some things, and I want to set up polls to show that I'm right. So we'll set up a poll, like, I don't know. What's something we would argue about? You and I.
Hot dogs,
Great start.
grilled or boiled.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. So let's say Renee picks boiled because that's the worst option. And I pick grilled, and you guys are
Underdog.
like, wow. You guys are like, wow, Brandon, you're so smart, so
He's
true,
like
so
me
true,
for real.
bestie. Yeah, then you go vote, and then the next week we bring up the fucking poll results, and I say, hey, Renee, you fucking dumbass, fucking boiled boy, look at you.
Go drink
Nobody's
your water,
gonna agree
weirdo.
with you. And yeah, just do shit like that. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll for sure throw some on the Instagram too.
Yeah, we want ideas. We want topic ideas. One of the things we talked about in our first unofficial podcast was song recommendations. 'Cause we did a whole podcast. We did a whole playlist. And we ran through.
Yeah.
I-
I gave
Yeah.
some album recommendations, and I made Renee and our other third, maybe, a host listen to them. They didn't listen to all of them. Honestly, okay, guys, what we really need to do is we need to find a way to give Renee fucking $10 for Spotify Premium.
Patreon,
He's Patreon.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Follow my art page.
We don't have that set up, but Renee needs some money for Spotify Premium. It's sad. I don't know how he makes so much money, but he can't afford Spotify Premium. There's a lot of questions. Maybe that'll be a fucking poll question. What's causing Renee to not?
I
have Spotify Premium?
have premium now. Remember, I said I'll buy it for the podcast. I haven't
Yeah.
seen any playlist come through for me to review.
Bitch, we haven't had any more episodes.
Fine. Next episode, since this is the official first episode, let's make another playlist. We'll review. We'll make a playlist for each other of
Okay.
like our top songs that week, or like our favorite songs that
Okay.
week, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, this won't be like a personality podcast. This will just evolve into like music or
Yeah.
or cameras, like
Staring
I don't
into the
know.
camera for an hour.
But yeah, recommendations for what you guys want us to talk about, music, just anything.
Movies.
We want you guys to do most of the work.
Yeah.
So give us shit to
make us
talk
content,
about.
and we'll
Yeah, make us
regurgitate it.
interesting.
Yeah, we'll regurgitate it for
Yeah.
you folks.
Yeah, so if you have like a movie that you really like that you want us to say good things about,
Some underground movie
we'll do
like
that.
Old Boy or something. You know, no one's heard of that
Yeah.
movie. Yeah. Or Parasite. You know,
Or Parasite. Now that's a real underground movie.
Yes,
no
sir.
one knows about that
No
one.
one knows about that shit.
No.
Only
Or
the
like-
local theaters. Yeah.
Or like Harry Potter 6.
Or like
Half-Blood
Sonic
Prince.
the Hedgehog. Yeah.
Or Sonic. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is some new shit. New
Yeah.
wave shit.
Yeah. Recommend me a book. I have a bunch.
Yeah.
A bunch of books. If you
Or
have,
fucking manga. You read
yeah,
that, right?
I have
You read that
manga.
shit?
I have.
That fucking trash.
If you have, if you guys want to send me VHS tapes that I'm collecting, right there, give me some VHS tapes.
I think there's a dude on my floor that's like selling black and white VHS tapes.
Really, just send me one.
Yeah. Maybe I'll
Just
give you
him
his
staring
contact.
into the camera. Yeah, looking
yeah,
forward to
so-
the blossoming of this podcast.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what this looks like in like 8 weeks when I'm getting close to being done uh with the quarter and I'm
We,
like dying, like I'm
yeah.
freaking the fuck out because I don't know anything in any of my classes because I'm too busy watching movies that people want me to talk about, or listening to music that like you recommend me that I don't like because it's
What?
all modern baseball.
Yeah.
Um,
Modern baseball
um,
and Paramore.
yeah, it's the same three Paramore songs over and over again each week that I have to keep listening to. Um, but yeah, do we know? Has it been long enough? It
Yeah.
has not been long enough,
It's
right?
been
Has
long
it?
enough. Yeah.
Has it been long enough?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
yeah, we'll call it there. We'll say this is the first episode.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening, for watching, whatever.
I promise
Can't
it will
wait
be out to sometime this week in the next 2 days.
in the
Two
next
days.
2 days.
In the next two
Okay.
days.
I'm gonna
I
date this. This is
I do,
Monday.
I
We're
do
we're
all the
recording this on
work.
Monday.
2 days.
If you don't see this shit by Wednesday, all right, you know who to talk to.
You know who to
Not
follow.
me. Yeah, me. I'm the
I'm
personality.
the
Let's be
artsy
real.
one, so let's go. All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.